Now, right here to respond, as well as our panel in a moment, is Scott Kennedy. He's director of the Project on Chinese Business and Political Economy at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. So, Scott, how crazy do you think my plan for a total economic boycott of China really is?
Well, I think your heart's in the right place, but I think in terms of practicality...
That's a good start.
Yeah, that's a very good start. But in terms of practicality and what it means for American interests, you're probably going to have a difficult time implementing it, and it'll probably backfire. So I can see the reasons that you'd want to do it, but there are other more effective ways that we can deal with China as a rival instead of boycotting.
But do you accept the central premise, which is that China is actually, especially this president of China, Xi Jinping, is not actually interested in some kind of cooperative, cozy world where we all benefit mutually from an economic relationship, that he just wants to crush America. He wants China to be the dominant player. And in the end, that will hurt people here.
Well, I do think that Xi Jinping is less interested in integrating into the global economy and world rules according to the current rules and our rules and sort of the liberal international order. There are, though, benefits that he gets from international trade, and he would certainly like a much more illiberal world globally. The question is, how are we going to achieve the goal that you clearly set out to protect American interests and the rules of the road that America stands for?
So tell us about that. What do you think some of the steps might be?
Well, I do think that we need to be much more careful about our high-tech trade and investment that we have with China, because there's certainly national security concerns, and we could be much more vigorous about that. I think we also need to work with American allies that are getting hammered by China in Asia and in Europe. We are now turning them against us because we are not prioritizing China relative to Korea, the challenges we have with Germany, and so we have great ways to cooperate with them. There's also potential penalties in terms of limiting Chinese investment if we don't get reciprocity with investment and business in China.
But we never get reciprocity. I mean, this is the thing that we've been... Yes. What I worry about is that we'll try all these things, but it's the same old stuff that we've been hearing for, a very long time now, decades.
Yeah, I think the problem is that I think you're right. The more you trade and integrate and become interdependent, the harder it is for us to act strategically. But China is a big monster challenge, a rival in many ways, and that makes it incumbent upon the President and Congress and industry to work together in certain areas and to cooperate with allies. I think the Chinese were quite fearful of President Trump when he came into office, but they have slowly ground him down, and he is, as you said before, he is normalizing on China. He may develop a backbone, but it's not. But the way the administration is working right now, they're not bringing forth an organized strategic effort, or what people call a whole of government effort.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I think that's exactly right.